Welcome to When Marriage and Purpose
Collide,
the podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Cree Speaks Life.
Hi, I'm DJ, co-host of this podcast.
Hi, I'm Lucretia, co-host, and I am also a speaker, author, and purpose journey coach. I am passionate about helping single women of faith rediscover their purpose before the husband and blossom in their marriage. Why, you ask? Because there is purpose to attain, life worth living, and work needing to be done before inviting your future husband in your life. So I decided to bring my husband along to share a man's perspective. Men need encouragement and empowerment too.
Hi, this is DJ, your other host. If you're trying to figure out how to date with purpose, maybe you're single, desiring marriage, in a pause season, or even engaged, this podcast is what you need.
Go sit back, enjoy the convo we have on a daily basis.
Now on to the episode.
Hey, y'all.
What up?
What's up? Welcome back to another episode. We back for another episode of When Marriage
And Purpose
Collide, the podcast.
Am I supposed to say collide with you?
I think we just switch it up all the time.
Okay.
You know what? We were rocking 2 seasons, and they just gonna have to have whatever we do.
They know.
They know. Y'all, this is our, how many guests have we had? Third.
3.
Y'all are our third guest on the podcast. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're so excited. We're going to introduce y'all to them, or they're going to introduce themselves to y'all, to us, and all the shebang. So hold tight until then. But y'all know we like to start off with a segment called Something Interesting, because we still have not found something to call this.
Nope.
So it's something interesting.
We just gonna call it that now.
Yes. We're gonna we're gonna call it that. I think but we said we're gonna put something in there.
Yep, I'm gonna try to add it in there. Like now it's be something
It's a
interesting
voice.
with the old 80s star going across.
And it's a voice, something interesting.
I could do my radio voice.
Okay. But so the thing that I thought about was talking about how fast this year went. Like, I feel like I was just in January. I remember doing the countdown, the 3, 2, 1, and Happy New Year.
And now we're preparing for holidays. Oh my
goodness. And I feel like the time is going and I'm not ready. I'm really not ready for the holidays.
Mm-mm.
Like I'm excited for it. I am. I love fall. And when it was here, I was glad because my birthday is next week. But yeah,
birth month.
Yeah,
birth month. Yes.
And so I love it, but then also I'm like, the whole thinking about Thanksgiving, thinking about Christmas, thinking about the holidays, I have a little anxiety just right now, just crept up on me. I don't know, how do y'all feel? Did the year go by fast for y'all? Is it too soon? What's happening? What y'all think?
This year, literally, I said a blink of an eye. First of all, we want to say thank you guys for having us on the show. We really appreciate it. But let's talk about how fast this year have went, honey. Okay, because we got to catch up.
Yes.
So we are celebrating a week of our wedding already. Like, we've been married for a week.
Oh, y'all.
So
now give it up for the couple. And so I mean, okay, we're gonna get into that later, but yes, a whole week. So y'all, it went by, so it's really just new period for y'all.
Period.
And y'all building the traditions. Like right now, it's like, okay, what are we gonna do for things? Like, we're gonna do whatever we're gonna do because it's new to us.
Right.
That's what's up. So yeah, I just think whoever's out there, if y'all listening, if y'all prepping, let us know. If y'all are like anxious as I am, let us know. But this year did go by.
Oh yeah,
it went by fast. So anyway, I want to introduce y'all. Well, I'm gonna have them introduce themselves to us. Is a great couple that I've known Wendy, and I'll let them introduce themselves. Wendy for a long time now. Actually, I can't even tell you how long I've known you. So it had to be at least almost 10 years, maybe 10 years. And every single time I have an encounter with Wendy, it's a blessed experience. And I remember the time, because Wendy's she's we up here doing our podcast thing, but
Oh, yeah.
Wendy got the professionalism. She was
been doing it.
TV shows and
She been doing it.
I remember your poetry thing. Remember the team poetry thing?
Yes, KCT.
Yeah, I don't know, but I've been knowing you for a long time too. So
yes,
again, thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. So I've just seeing you blossom and seeing you grow and seeing you married. Oh. So anyway, so y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves. Let the people know who y'all are. Y'all already said a good nugget. Y'all only been married for a week. Praise the Lord. Okay. I don't know. Hope we're not messing up anything,
But y'all still on the honeymoon phase. Y'all still good.
Hey, I'll take it.
But anyway, y'all go ahead. Let the people know who y'all are.
Okay, look, we're still like, go ahead, babe. No, you go ahead.
You go ahead.
I love it.
Okay, like you said, I am Wendy. Some may know me as Wendy L for Kansas City. Right now, I'm in Houston, Texas. Again, I just got married, so I am just in bliss right now. I used to do a lot of the youth things and Christian and positive entertainment stuff in front of the scenes and behind the scenes. I had my own performing arts camp, which I'm super proud of. Shout out to my church back there, Christian Fellowship Baptist Church by Pastor Stan Archie. That's my dude. And his whole entire family. But I'm just really blessed. I'm honored to be here again. And right now I have to tell you, update you, but listen, I'm excited for the future.
Yes.
This is my husband.
Well, I'm Benjamin from Kansas City, living in Houston, Texas now. I don't have as nearly as many great things about me that she does. That's why I married her, so she could upgrade me. But yeah, in Houston, Texas, come from a ministry background, preacher, motivational speaker, all of those different things. And the home base is Houston, Texas for now.
Right. Houston, Texas. I feel like everybody moving to Houston though.
I'm
sure y'all got that. Everybody
moving. Really are though.
Yeah,
they really are.
I know at least 3 or 4 people from Kansas City that live here that I need to hook up with.
Wow, that's crazy. But that's good though, because you got some people, you got some people around you. All right. So with the podcast, we have 3 questions we like to ask our guest. And so this one question I'll start off with, one question I'll start off with is, when we're talking about this podcast and when marriage and purpose collide, what does it mean to you?
You want to start that? Wow, that's a really great question. Marriage and purpose. I can simply start by saying it means everything. Because a lot of people get married, but the equivalent of staying married, what I've learned in my time, is having a purposeful marriage. What I mean by purpose is it's not just a woman marrying a man and helping him. It's also a man marrying a woman and them coming together under one vision, but also not neglecting the separate drive, the separate goals that individuals have, and getting an equal amount of support, right? So I don't know who started this podcast. I don't know if it was your wife or your husband, but whoever started it, the other partner had to come alongside and support it. And that's the purposeful part of marriage, that makes it, even with a weekend. But don't get it twisted. We're new to this, right? But we've been through enough to have bumped our head enough to learn that a purposeful marriage is what separates those that last from those that don't last as long. In church, 50% of marriages end up in divorce. So the church hasn't been the best example, but Wendy and I are endeavoring to break that mold, to break that generational curse. And purpose is that anchor that we've relied on thus far, even a weekend, to sustain us.
Yeah.
Listen here, preacher. Listen here, Pastor Bishop. Okay.
Turn your Bible.
Yeah,
No,
right. I was ready. I was like,
I
feel like the atmosphere changed, and I was inside of a church. I didn't know where I was. No, but what you said is so evident to, like, as far as what's happening now. You know, of course, like you said, 50% of marriages in the divorce rate and things like that. And I think it's time to change the narrative. And what you're talking about is how to do that. Like, and you have to model that. A lot of people need to see it tap into, and they need to hear your story. So that's one of the reasons why I was like, I need to reach out, because I know Wendy and I know the story, but I also know that folks out here need to know. You know, it needs to be told, and there's a testimony in that, and there's some change that need to be broken off some people. And I think thank you for starting off with come on.
And I want to go on record.
Yeah,
I don't hate Black love. I love Black love, but Black love can blind you to Black marriage, right? Because Black love, it just puts us in this mold that, you know, that's my shorty, we together, we rolling. But Black marriage is tough. Black marriage is challenging. Wow. But Black marriage is the end goal. It has to be the end goal, because the Bible does say, he that findeth a wife. He doesn't say he that findeth love, he that findeth a shorty, he that findeth, you know, that's my little mama. No, he that findeth a wife. So there's so many people walking around without purpose and favorless, right? And so that's why we didn't mess around in our relationship. And she knew from the jump, not from the jump, I think I waited a couple of days, but she knew my intentions weren't just to have a girlfriend. Like I need favor in my life, and she has been that. And so that's what I want. That's what I wanted to say. What you got, man?
Well, I would just say, I think marriage in itself is purposeful. Like, it's a purpose with marriage, and it's not just, like he said, it's not just a paper, it's not just a regular verbal commitment. Like, we are literally becoming one, and we are Christians, so we believe that it represents Christ in the church. It's so big and so huge. The call is so huge that it's purposeful. It's not just to be together and live in happiness. It's to affect the world. It's a mirror again of what Christ did for us. So it's kind of like, it's a big call, and we don't take it lightly. So I love the title, When Marriage and Purpose Collides. Like, that is.
No, thank you. I was about to say some stuff, but I know we're going to talk about that stuff later. So I'm gonna hold what I'm about to say, because you had some nuggets, Ben, that you just said, you just dropped and then went on to Wendy like you didn't realize what you just said, sir. Talking about Black marriage, Black love, and see if you see the Black. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait because that's deep. Okay, so we gonna come back to that. Let's just go to the third question, actually, because y'all just already touched on the second one. So go ahead to the third one.
Cool. All right. What are your thoughts surrounding the current state of singles and dating nowadays?
You want to start?
Give it to the queen.
You got it.
Well, it's so funny because, again, especially in the church, and that's where we come from. That's our background. I mean, I wasn't really raised in the church, but that kind of is my foundation of my life, my beliefs, my values. And a lot of times we focus so much on marriage that the singles feel left out. They feel like they're cursed if they're not married. They start feeling discontent with their lives. And that is not, I love that you even have a journal to help singleness. Because again, me and you, we ain't been married our whole life. And sometimes married people can act like they forgot like how it was single in these streets. You know what I'm saying? So just the current state, I think that marriage, the real purpose of it has been lost. I think again, it's like this big separation when it should not be so. What we should be focusing on self-love, finding who we are in Christ, finding our own purpose. And then if marriage is for you, and if that's what you truly want, then you know that will come. But a lot of times our focus is so off. And I'm a testament to that as well, because I went through my singlehood as well, and I started comparing myself to other people. I started thinking like, is this life? Am I doing, you start feeling like you're not winning at life because you're not married, and that's not true at all. So I really think it's just a falsehood that comes with the narrative of being single that needs to be changed immediately.
That's so good. That's so good.
What about you, babe?
Wow. Again, it's another great question. I think marriage has been used so much that it's lost its flavor. Because you can use a word a lot.
Yeah.
And then you using it a lot, it loses its power. Just like, I love you, and I love that, and I love the sky, and I love, like, you can use that word so much that when you say it doesn't have as much value. And marriage has been thrown around with so many bad examples that it's caused singles to look at it as a burden and not a blessing.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's amazing how we start a wedding with everybody there, but we divorce in private. Because we don't invite people into the journey of the end of something. We always want to just show them the beginning. And so a lot of people that are single are looking at Instagram. That's why you can't look at Instagram. Instagram is the biggest deceptions ever. You have to look at your own gram, and that's the gram that God has set for you to display. And so as a single person, we have to restore the power of the word.
Yeah.
Because the Bible says he that find a wife, again, what's the purpose in this? Well, as a man, I find favor with the Lord.
Yeah.
A lot of times there's single women that get lost in that scripture to not understand that you obtain favor as well. And so it's not just you becoming a wife, it's a man preparing to become your husband. That marriage and purpose, that's the collision, that happens. And as a single person, we have to restore that. So I commend y'all. I don't know how long y'all been married, but 6 years, 6 years,
Yes.
6 years, 6 years is a long time. You know what I mean? In our culture. And there's a great attack because the enemy understands that if he can destroy marriages, the families inevitably are going to be devastated as well. And I'm a byproduct of divorce. I've been divorced. But I'm here to tell whoever's watching this or whoever's listening to this podcast that don't give up on that hope, and learn that in your singleness, once you become content in the state that you're in, as Paul would describe, then that's when God can focus you as a man and a woman. And to my brothers that are watching online, listen, I done been on both sides of the fence, and there's nothing like having God's purpose, God's best in your life for the long haul. And with our bumps and our bruises, we pray that our examples of our mistakes can encourage somebody not to give up on love, but to also make sure you're doing the work to make sure that you appreciate the love that God sends you.
Wow.
This is why he waited a second.
You go first, Wendy. Let me come on. No, but it's something, Wendy, you said too as well. And then Ben, of course, you did, the what is that when somebody there you go. And hey. You know, Wendy.
Yeah, I got it.
I like sports. No, but when you said the singles feel left out, and that's is common with a lot of the women that I speak to, that I coach, that come to me. They're at church, they're believers, they're on fire, but it's like, okay, they have a lot of stuff for the marriage ministry. There's a lot of things for the seniors, out there, but something is lacking. They even have a young adults ministry, but yet I'm not getting fed in my single life right now. Like, how am I supposed to do this? I don't know what I'm doing, because I made mistakes. or I'm starting over again, or I'm trying to walk in purpose. I'm trying not to be tempted. I'm trying to stay on track. I'm trying not to fornicate, all these things, but yet I'm not getting fed that way. So what am I supposed to do? Right. And so, and then we're not fed to where we can read the Bible, but we're not having a covering over us to actually talk about it, to run through the realness. And I feel like the reason why we started this podcast is because, like you said, a lot of the married people weren't talking, and not that they're supposed to, like that's their calling. Maybe they can talk with their family members or talk with people that are close to them. But if you have a voice and you know you're called to do it loudly. Right. And so if we, stayed on the course and, we were able to go through this thing, why not share it? Why not help singles out there and married people, but really singles out there to really prosper and really do this thing right? So what y'all said, I appreciate it, because we need to hear different facets of stories. It's coming out of a divorce. People want to hear that. Like, how, how can I do this? So we don't get into it. Yeah. We're going to get into it. So, it's crazy because, so before we started the podcast, press record, Wendy and I were talking about this whole situation right here of this, of Ben being in the picture. Cause I was like, wait a minute, what? Who? What? And so we met her at a dance class when you were in town, and she was like, I got somebody. I said, wait a minute. She was talking about him and everything, and I just lit up. I was so excited. So I just want to know, she told me briefly, of course, I don't remember all the details, but I want to know, how did this happen? How did y'all
origin story?
The what story?
Origin story.
Oh, the origin story. So this the origin story. So anybody could kick it off.
I'll start, but
I was at a prayer conference trying to seek God.
See,
in this hussy. No, I'm just playing.
Oh God.
Get away from me. She I'm trying to enter in God's presence. No, I'm just playing.
I will not.
He was in mid-prayer. Excuse me.
Right. Like Joseph with the robe. Anyway. Right. Well, I mean, we kind of knew of each other because, again, I worked with youth. He was also a youth pastor in Kansas City, so we knew of each other. Okay. And then God kind of separated us because, again, we went through our own divorces, our own life journeys, and I ended up in Dayton, Ohio, where my family is. What's up, fam?
Hey.
The pandemic hit and all that, so I stayed there for 3 years. Then he ended up in Houston, Texas, and then what happened there?
I'm gonna just keep it 100. I slid in the den. I'm not even gonna spiritualize it. Because prophetess Beyonce said, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. And so I like it. I'm gonna just keep it real, because listen, this is a nugget for somebody who's single. Do not be so spiritual where you don't marry what you like. Right. Marry what you like, because at the end of the day, after you finish speaking in tongues, praying, and prophesying, you need to be attracted to the person that you with. Now, that's not the foundational thing, but that is a very essential thing. Yeah. And so I saw her and I shot my shot. I'm like, listen, Lord, please don't let me fall. Like I'm like, Lord, let me go on and shoot my shot. But I shot my shot with purpose. And that's one thing we have to always realize, because as men, we know how to shoot our shot at a lady, and we know how to shoot our shot to I'm not gonna say that because we on podcast, right? And so there was something about her. There was something in her countenance, what I've known about her, that caused me to want to respectfully engage her, but also be very clear of my intentions up front. So this is a nugget for a single lady. If your brother can't be intentional about cannot be forward with his intention. I'm not saying he need to tell you he's gonna marry you on the first day, but you need to be settled. If you have children of your own, all of these things are included and factoring in you enter into the relationship with somebody. And so I was very clear about my goals, my vision. We talking about this a week out. Yeah. Because I'm like, what's the point in playing games? We're both older.
Yeah. So wait, hold on now. Hold on real quick. You said what did you say? Like, hold on. This was in the DMs, because I'm sure a brother would want to know if they, what was a paragraph? Like what? Tell us.
I'm a man who uses words for a living.
Okay.
But there's something about a woman who makes you forget all of your old schemes. And cause you. So I went from Will Smith to Carlton. If y'all see, I tried to approach it as the Fresh Prince, but I went into Carlton. And so I had started a YouTube page. So the whole day, I saw a picture of her. The whole day I was like, I need to say something. Okay. But I didn't know what to say. And again, for a man who uses words for a living, she caused me to forget all of those old tricks I would use in my former, because I knew there was something different about her.
Sure.
So I jumped in the DM and I said, hey, don't laugh at this.
I'm going to laugh, but go ahead.
I said, so I had sent her my YouTube page a couple of months ago, probably about a year before. Oh, okay. She never responded or anything. So I got on Facebook and I saw that in a messenger, and I was like, I got it. So the whole day I'm praying, fasting. No, so I'm in my phone and I say, so you not gonna follow my page?
That's
what okay.
And the rest is history.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait a minute. Okay, so back up. Wendy, what did you respond with when you saw that? Like, how are you feeling with that? Like,
listen, I'm not a person. I like people that are direct.
Okay.
Like around the bush. So when he said it, I just took it as what it was. Like, I was like, I didn't subscribe. Okay, I'll subscribe. And especially at that moment, I was Lucretia. That's why we got to talk, because that very day, and I have a witness, I was on a whole male bashing episode.
Really?
Same day. I was just done. I was in the dating thing. I was online dating. Age was not working out. And I just kept feeling like I was begging to get the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to pay. I wanted someone. And when I started blocking and deleting and cutting people out, was the very same day he inboxed me. I was sitting on my couch with my friend, and we were just sitting like, man, these dudes, they dumb. I said, but I just knew I wanted to be married again. I knew God had somebody for me. I had peace about that. And I wanted to clear the clutter. So I was cutting people off. I was literally on Facebook deleting people.
Wow.
I was going through my phone, calling, delete. I got a witness, okay? And that same time he inboxed me, I'm like, now this.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And then what happened was we started engaging in conversation on Facebook, and it was some miscommunication. At this point, again, I was just like, no nonsense. I called him on Facebook, like, what are you talking about? Like, what's up? What are you saying?
And it was a wrap.
That's it. That was it.
It was over. We talked for like an hour and a half. I knew, because I was so shocked. I'm like, oh, she messed up. Don't because conversation rule the nation. I was like, I got her, and here we are.
See, and that's just goes to show you, because I talk a lot about perspective, and now, especially nowadays when dating is really hard and you could just get so frustrated, and how sometimes, yes, you do get frustrated where you just like down in the dumps. You're like, I cannot believe this. This is not, I remember those days. This is not where I want to be. I want to be married again. These dudes are not up to par, but you get so far where you lose the hope. And I think from what I'm hearing is that the hope was still there, because initially you could have been like, I don't feel like talking to nobody. Like, get out.
It was there, Lucretia, but I had to be careful with my patience.
Gotcha.
Because I went through a divorce. I went through some stuff, and I just like, I don't have time. No nonsense.
But babe, we have to be clear about this, because if somebody's single listening or watching this, you could internalize that it's the opposite sex that's your problem. When she says clear the clutter, that's getting your credit right. That's making sure you got enough money saved. That's making sure that your name is, that you're paying your bills on time, making sure that you clearing the clutter is all of those things. It's not just the opposite sex, making sure you ain't got multiple women. That's, you don't need that, but it's also doing the homework. My pastor was teaching a series by the time she and I talked.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Called The Change I Didn't See Coming.
Yes. And I went to it.
And I was so content in my single state.
Sure.
That's when the windshield wipers cleared. The song says, I can see clearly now, because you can't date in rain.
No.
The rain comes during the relationship. Ooh. You should be in the rain before you get into a relationship, right. Because you can't clearly make a decision when you can't see clearly.
Right.
This brother said you cannot date.
Hey man,
in the rain.
You got it.
Did
you write that down? That is a sermon, Ben.
I mean, you can, but it makes it hard, right? Yeah. What do I mean by rain? Having sex before you get married, right? Yeah. All of those things, it clouds your judgment. Sure. To where now you're in love with the potential of what they can provide you, instead of God clearing the clutter of what you can provide for them, right? And so that's what I mean by making sure that your life is clear of the clutter. And once I cleared the clutter of toxic relationships, male and female, negativity, getting in the right environment. And I'm not saying all these things need to be in place before you engage somebody, but it makes it easier when you're trying to date on purpose, because it kind of speeds up the process of overcoming a lot of things that you didn't have to overcome before you get into it with somebody.
And that's true. And that's why he talks about he that findeth a wife, she's already a wife. He's already a husband. Like, we already working on some things before we started dating. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Good job.
Wow.
Do you put the toilet seat down when you fit, like all of those things?
Can you pay your bills?
Do you pay your bills on time?
You already packaged. Oh, I like this.
And that's where I was for real, you guys. I was like, let me do for me what I want. And I did. I didn't mind dating myself. I know what my worth is. And when he said his intentions were very clear, like a weekend, I was still on dating sites and everything, because I had to have that, plan B.
Yeah, of course.
And honey, he said, yeah, go ahead and delete those. I said, okay. Delete. Uninstall.
Can we say intention? Uninstall.
Lucretia, listen, you have to be, somebody needs to write this down if you're listening.
Listen.
In order to qualify yourself to be at a table for two, you have to be content at a table for one.
Come on.
And a table of one means you have to start dating yourself. So now you're setting the standard that if another guy comes and he's added to your table, she's added to your table, you can decipher if this has potential or not based upon the standards that you set when you were by yourself.
Yes. You gotta add value to me. Do not take away. Add.
That's real.
Do not take away.
See, I didn't have to say a thing. They already got the same mindset I already had.
Yeah. But I slid in the DMs.
Well, yeah.
But hey, it's okay, because I told you I called him, honey.
Powerful.
It's okay to be the initiator.
But see, the thing is, I was already working on myself beforehand anyway. It was already 2 years in. I'm like, I'm good. I'm going with the Lord. I'm, praying, going to church more and everything. She's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'm sorry, this little thing just popped up.
You good. And that's a nugget for some single ladies.
Yeah.
I'm not saying be aggressive, but I'm saying you smiling at a brother. I can't get, y'all don't want to help me out tonight. It's all good. Like,
say something to him.
Just simply looking available. When you're at Kroger or Price Chopper, if you're in Kansas City, looking like you want to be, looking like you want to be found. Some single women are hidden in plain sight. Because you simply don't want to just look nice at a brother. Like, every brother ain't trying to take you to bed immediately, right? There's some brothers that are gentlemen enough, but they want you to meet them halfway. And that's all it was when I slid in the DM. When I said what I said, she ain't come back. Oh, that's corny. Oh, she said, yikes, I'm on it. I need to get a tattoo right here. Once she said that, I just felt, because men, we don't like rejection. Women don't either, but men, we take it hard. Like, don't, if I cast my rod out, don't take the worm off and throw the hook back. Like, don't do it like that. But at least how soft she was with me. Like, it was what I needed that motivated me. And as we move forward, now we're here.
Yeah, that's so good. And I think what you're saying too is, for women out there, when you say look available, also it's the confidence in you. Like a lot of times when I didn't feel confident in myself, I didn't look confident. So of course I'm not gonna, or then I'm still trying to look for somebody or wait for somebody, but I still wasn't confident in myself. I still wasn't fully whole and complete in myself. So when I did try to find someone, or when a guy approached me, I was like, I don't know, insecure and all the stuff and all the things. But then after I got rejected so many times on these online sites and ghosted and paused and whatever, I was like, okay, took a pause, got back on it, kind of thing. And that's when I felt like revved up. Okay, I can do this again. I could do this again. Let me go ahead and try one more time. Something's gonna happen. Yeah.
Change.
So what
Like,
was the
let me look. Oh, he working. Oh.
Go ahead, Wendy. What'd you ask?
I said, what was the switch for you then? What was you woke up one day and was like, I want a husband?
Yeah, it was basically it was a God thing where I had to see it. I believed I saw marriage, but I didn't see the road to it. I didn't think it was really a thing for me. Although I saw folks, in my family getting married and all that. I wanted somebody, but I was like, I don't even know if I could do this marriage thing right. Because the way I'm looking at the world right now, I don't know if I'm ready for that, So I just kind of backed up and I said, you know what? I'm a businesswoman. I have career. I'm just going to focus on that. Let me just focus on all the stuff that I got and don't worry about that. And I could just be doing me. But what the switch was when God planted the desire for marriage. Like, it was like, I saw visions of my future husband, us walking down the aisle, us praying together, family, kids, building tradition, all that we have now. I saw that years ago and I was like, oh, snap, that is for me then. If that is for me, then I need to get it right. That means I need to start walking in my purpose, and I need to start really doing what God told me to do, getting my finances right, preparing, moving out of folks' house that I don't need to be in and have my own and really do me first. So that's kind of where the switch kind of came. Yeah.
I like how you said God gave you that desire.
Yes.
So that's the difference. Sometimes we have our own desires, and that leads us away from what God intended for us. So thank you for sharing.
No, and that's it. I mean, because a lot of times you see, like Ben, we were talking about earlier, you kind of idolize marriage. You just idolize I want to be married, but do you really know what marriage means? To be that? Like, and a lot of people out here just want to be married, but they're not ready for it. So that's kind of.
And there's nothing worse than marrying wrong.
Woo.
And I'm not bashing anybody from my past, but any single brother, any single lady listening, don't rush into something, because when you're content in the state that you're in, there's a freedom, because marriage can be blissful, or some marriages is a prison sentence.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference. And I'm not saying all marriages are bad, but you have to make sure you're in the right position with the right person that God wants you to be with.
Yeah.
Or because the saying goes, the two greatest decisions you can make in life is your faith and who you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Yes.
And you can't casually approach that, because it's so many people that are affected by that decision, even in your decision to separate or divorce, once you figure out that it's not right, or through counseling, even your decision to stay and it's not right.
Yes.
There's counselors that would advise that you do more damage staying on the children that you have in that relationship than just separating, because children know the difference when mommy loves daddy, daddy loves mommy. And so there's so many implications that go with that. And so don't rush that. Like, really take your time to make sure that it's God ordained.
Yes, for sure.
Well, since we own that, that's actually going to go into our next question.
Sure.
It's, discuss and share your healing journey before and during your relationship.
Oh, Lord.
What you can share anyway.
You know what? Piggybacking off of that is going into the healing process. I had to realize that I am single, meaning I have options. I don't have to operate as if I'm married now. And I had to get reminders from mentors and friends, like, you're single until you're married, period. So enjoy it, have fun. It was okay to go on dates. It was okay to be by myself if I wanted to, whatever I wanted to do. And that's why it's, that is the upside of being single, because it's just you have to worry about.
Yes.
But the healing process took place again when I moved to Ohio, and I really had time. I was really blessed, you guys. I didn't know how I was until, again, it's about perspective.
Sure.
I stopped having a pity party for myself and really was like, I'm surrounded by people who love me, who I could be myself, let my hair down. They encourage me, they support me. And those were my close friends and my immediate family. Like they loved on me so hard. And it was overwhelming at times. I couldn't even say thank you sometimes, So just being around your circle is very important. I always preach that, and I'm going to keep preaching that till I die. And counseling.
Thank you for tuning in to When Marriage and Purpose Collide, the podcast, with your hosts, DJ and Lucretia. And we hope you enjoyed our conversation and advice. If you enjoyed the episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please share with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch the latest, you can follow Lucretia M. Haley, that's Lucretia M. Haley, on Instagram, and subscribe to Cree Speaks Life on YouTube. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.